IPOB takes war to Miyetti Allah troublemakers in Ebonyi State. The indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB says it will chase away from Ebonyi State all members of Miyetti Cattle Breeders Association who cause trouble for indigenes of the state. A press release by group's spokesperson, Ima Powerful, made available to Daily Post in Oka, stated that the group has done it before in Anambra and will not fail to replicate it in Ebonyi. The group said it was also surprised that the governor of the state, Mr. Dave Umahi, was giving tactic support to the Miyetti Allah members by also recruiting local security men to protect them, but said it will soon invade the state and send away troublemaking cattle breeders. Part of the statement reads, saying, "We, the global family of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, wish to warn Ebonyi State government and Bakassi boys recruited to fight IPOB that henceforth they will be treated as agents of Ruga and enemy of the people of Biafra." IPOB intelligence units on the ground continue to report the activities of this very outfit formed to provide grassroots logistical support and local intel to hordes of invading Fulani terror S-men in Ebonyi State, raping our mothers and destroying our villages. Those that doubt our opposition to Ruga should ask Willie Obiano of Anambra State what became of his Miyetti Allah friends he gave land in Anam. We IPOB chased them away from Anam and all over Anambra State, and our ongoing operations in Ebonyi is designed to do exactly the same. The group added that it is aware that Umahi had declared war on the group, but it will not be deterred and will remain determined to send all troublemaking cow headers out of Ebonyi State. Meanwhile, Ebonyi State deny inaugurating Bakassi boys against IPOB. Ebonyi State government on Monday debunked the allegations that it inaugurated a vigilante group called Bakassi Boys to fight the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra. Rumor making round on social media, spearheaded by a group called the Biafra Restoration Voice, alleged that Governor Dave Umahi of Ebonyi State commissioned the said security group. According to their write-up, Governor Dave Umahi has set up group of men called Bakassi Boys in Ebonyi. Their job and mission is to attack IPOB members and so on. But debunking the allegations, the State Commissioner for the Internal Security and Border Peace, Mr. Stanley Okoro Emeha, said the state has no other internal security outfit except the Neighborhood Watch. He described the information to be strange. He said, "This is a strange story as far as the state is concerned. There is no security outfit that can be established in this state without the knowledge of the state government, and as such, there is nothing like Bakassi Boys. There's nothing like Bakassi Boy or Isakaba, IPOB, Masop, or whatever you call them. People may stay in their homes based on their agitations and say they are IPOB or Masop or they are this or that, but they are not known in Ebonyi State because their activities are against the law of the land. So there is nothing like Bakassi in Ebonyi State, and there is no inauguration of such group in the state. There's absolutely nothing like that, and we don't condone it. We did the selection. Who inaugurated them? Who did the selection and who inaugurated them? There were some people that came and said they are national vigilante, and the governor said we don't want to hear anything like that here in the state. What we have, which is constitutionally approved by our House of Assembly, is the State Neighborhood Watch, and everybody know their activities. It is recognized worldwide, and security agencies in the state know their activities, and that is the only thing we know in the state and we have as a security outfit. Their conduct have limitations. There are certain extent they don't go. They give tips to the police. Their activities does not cross this level, and they are purely to checkmate pockets of crime. Any other thing called Bakassi, we are not part of it, and the state is not part of it. The general public should please disregard that rumor. It is untrue, Emeha said. So guys, that is the latest happening in Ebonyi State, and just like IPOB has said that they did the same thing in Anambra State, and they should go and ask Willie Obiano, how the whole thing ended. Of course, when things that are being done are not right, when things are done that are not really right, when people begin to know about it, there is always this counter accusation or denying or debunking it. But most of the time, people who are on ground, they know what exactly that is happening. Government is always coming out to deny everything. Just the same thing, we've been talking about when you talk about it's rampant, in government, most government, both level, both at local and central, at the central level, they always come and debunk things, and at the end of the day, you find out that those things are really true. Just like the one that happened recently when the AD of the vice presidents, they were sacked, and they debunked it. They said no, there was nothing like that. They didn't sack them. Not until when the spokesperson came out and said, oh yes, we did that because we are trying to cut costs. Again, the president came back from where he traveled to, said, no, I didn't sack anybody. I only told them to redeploy them to other ministry. That was it. And meanwhile, the people who have been sacked are saying they are perplexed. They are so shocked by that sack. And it's confirmed that they are sacked. So who is not telling lies? So if IPOB is coming out and say, oh, these are the things that we have seen and all of that, of course, they will not come out and tell you, the government will not come and tell you, oh, it's true. We are trying to send some people against you or send some people after you, or to disturb you, or to whatever. They want to come out, as clean as possible. But most of the time, what you see on ground is different from what they are saying. So let's watch and see. But the same thing happened, even the same southeast area, when the governors were saying, oh, they have done this, so this, they are not going to give the land and whatever. And but we heard from all this Miyetti that they thank the governors, because they have cooperated and say they are going to provide land for them. And that, IPOP and most especially the governments of Ebonyi state government, they've been back and forth. They've been back and forth because it is only in Ebonyi that that the man has come out openly to say they don't want the activities of IPOP in that state. I think they are still operating, or they are still coming together, operating in. They are just gathering together and discussing way forward. They are not causing any problem here and there. The last one that happened, I think it's still in the same Ebonyi state. They were holding meeting. All of a sudden, the security people just went there and disrupted them. Not as if it was not as if they were just marching or they were protesting on the streets. They were just in a hall, and they went to meet them there. So it's the whole thing is just getting somehow. So we don't, most of the time, we don't even believe the government, because what they are always doing is different from what they always come out to debunk of. So if IPOP said they wanted to give land to the Miyetti, and at the end of the day, we found out that the governors, the Southeast governors, cannot be trusted, because they've been going back and forth. They've been going back and forth. They will say one thing today, the next day you will see them doing different thing. At some point, people were like, oh, these guys they really know what they are doing. But all of a sudden, people just started losing interest in what they are doing. Because if whatever you are doing, just stand on it, and so that people will have trust in you. But in this case too, and at the end of the day, IPOP came out, say, okay, they've been vindicated. Because at the end of the day, we saw the whole thing. And when these people came, with their trucks, we saw the video, it went viral. And we saw the police people, escorting them, because they went to one village, and the villager said, no, you can't stay here, and they had to relocate them. And these people said, these S-men, or the Miyetti, as we call them, they said it was the government that gave them the land, and they paid for it. And there was this back and forth, and I'm sure the government of Ebonyi State couldn't even deny it. So since then, people never believed whatever that is coming from them. And it's the same thing. We can't even debunk it, because people who are on ground will tell you better of what is happening. They are the ones on ground. Just like the same thing what happened in Ondo State, when the Afeniferi's leader, Fashionoti's daughter, was killed. People came out and said in that particular zone that they've been experiencing such things, that all these Fulani people always coming out. But the government started debunking it. So it was not so, it was not so. Not until even when a former lawmaker came out, that even when he was in the Senate, that they used to have that problem, that even he contributed to the movement, or to the security agency, so that they will be able to tackle the problem. But they couldn't do much. But they got them some vehicles, and some people, the residents in that area, said the same thing. But the government will still come out and debunk it. Even the police, most of the time, they come out to debunk it, so that it won't look as if they are not doing anything. So most times we don't even trust the government because what they say is different from what is on ground. People who are on ground know the activities that have been going on, but you come out and debunk it. But just like IPOP has said, they have given them, their words that if they try it, that the same way they chased these guys out of Anambra State, the same thing it will happen. That they just need to go and ask Obiano of how the whole thing went. And somebody is saying here that Boko Haram terrorists just started as Islamic group formed in northern Nigeria, but today our market, both me and you, that is not from northern Nigeria, we are suffering it together just because of our leader recklessness and negligence. Please say no to the honorable governor. Unless that man called Umahi, we are still watching him. Okay, person is just trying to abuse him here. That they are still watching him. Someone says, I bind and cast every form of Aboki blood in the life of Ebonyans in Jesus' name. You know, people who are on ground know what is happening. They know what is happening. They are the ones involved. They are the ones suffering all of these things. You know, all this government, these governors or these politicians in their places, how many security people are really guiding them? But people who are just going on their own, they don't have any security. That's why everybody just looking up to God. Say, God, I commit my life into your hands, because if you want to rely on what is happening, you can't even be boast that you are from this place or you are from this place or you are from this country. As far as Nigeria is concerned, everybody, just taking care of him or herself, everything that will make life comfortable for you to a very large extent, everybody provides it. Individuals provide for themselves. So nobody even wants to even look at the side of the government, because they have failed people over and over again, over and over again, and they will come to you, tell you to your face that they are doing wonders, and which you already know that nothing is happening, and they still have that boldness to tell you that they are doing wonders. So that is just what IPOB has told them, that they need to be careful. The same way these Miyetti Allah people were chased out of Anambra State, that they will make sure that the same thing happens in Ebonyi State. So guys, I'll leave your comments below in the comment section, and let's hear your own opinion. Thank you.